Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to draw the projection of solids. So over the screen we are going to see one problem in which they have given the problem statement like this. A regular hexagonal prism is resting on horizontal plane with base size of 30 mm and height of 70 mm, having one of its base edge parallel to the vertical plane. Complete the projection when its axis makes an inclination of 30 degree with respect to horizontal plane. So in this problem, we have to complete the projection for the hexagonal prism resting over the horizontal plane, and to which they have given base size of 30 mm and height of 70 mm. And they have given one condition: the base edge is parallel to the vertical plane. So when we are going to complete the hexagon, we have to take one of its base edge parallel to the vertical plane, and after that we have to complete the projection by considering the axis inclination of 30 degree with respect to horizontal plane. So whenever we are going to solve such kind of problems, we have to start with the true shape of that given solid. So in this case we will have the true shape of that hexagonal prism as a hexagon in a top view projection somewhat over here. Okay, so as we have this hexagonal prism is resting over the horizontal plane, we have to complete hexagon in a top view projection first, and that projection we are going to transfer in a front view projection so that we can have the rectangles for that given hexagonal prism. So to have these projections, we have to start with hexagon first in a top view. So already I have drawn one XY line which will differentiate the vertical and horizontal plane. Above the XY line, we are going to complete projection over the vertical plane, and below that XY line, we are going to complete projection over this horizontal plane, which means that we have the front view projection over the vertical plane and top view projection over the horizontal plane. Now let's start with the top view projection. So to have that hexagon, we have to go with this polygon command. Once we select that command, we will have one message over the screen: enter number of sides. So in this case, we are going to complete hexagon. So enter number of sides 6 over there, and hit enter button over the keyboard. So it will ask specify center of polygon. But in this case, we are going to complete hexagon with respect to edges. So just right click over the screen. You will find one edge option over there. So just go with that edge option. And somewhat over here, we are going to start to have a hexagon over there. Now you can see once I click over there, the hexagon will appear over that position, and we have to complete that hexagon by considering one of its base edge parallel to the vertical plane. So we can have that by moving our cursor like this. If I move my cursor to the right side, you can see that hexagon is perpendicular to the vertical plane, but if I move my cursor to the left side, it will change that orientation like this. So just click over there by entering the base size equals to 30 mm over the keyboard and hit enter button. So we can have one hexagon over there. We can change that position by selecting this move command. Select that drawn object, hit enter button, and with respect to any base point we can move this drawn hexagon somewhat like this. So we have that hexagon over there. Now once we done with this hexagonal geometry, we have to draw the projection in upward direction for each and every corner of that hexagon so that we can have the projection over this XY line, and with the help of that projection we can complete front view somewhat over here. So before that we have to complete nomenclature for this hexagon. So to have these nomenclatures, go with the text, single line text, and just select a point where we want to give naming for that hexagon. Just click over there, and you have to select text height 5 and hit enter button. Okay, and just click over there. One cursor will appear over the screen. Now as we know, for the prism we have the base geometry as well as the top surface geometry over there. So we have to consider the same corner point for the base as well as at the top surface. So for the top surface, we are going to use A, B, C, D, E, F as a corner points, and for the base geometry, we are going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So somewhat over here, we will have 2 points, point A as well as point 1. So we can name this point as a 1, sorry, A comma 1. Okay, similarly, we have to give naming over here as well. So there we have to enter B comma 2 like this. This will be the third point, C comma 3. This will be the fourth corner point, D comma 4. This will be the fifth corner point, E comma 5, and this will be the last corner point, F comma 6 like this. Once we're done with this nomenclature, you have to go with the projection line. So already I have prepared layer for these projections. So just go with the projection layer, go with the line command, select this corner point and move in upward direction so that we can have intersection over this XY line. Similarly, you have to draw projection line for this point number 6 and 2 as well. It will represent the same line when we are going to draw the projection for these 2 points like this. So we can extend this point 6 and point 5 like this. Similarly, this end point number 4. So by this way, we can have projection of this given geometry. Now to have the front view projection, you have to change this line type to the object layer. Again, you have to go with the line command. This will be the starting point for the front view. So while drawing the front view projection, you have to imagine that the observer is going to observe from this direction. Okay, and while looking from this direction, he is going to observe this side of that hexagonal prism as well as this side, again this side, which means that we are going to represent three vertical rectangles. One is for this side A to B, the second one is for B to C, and third one is for C to D. So just go with the object layer, select a line command. You have to pick this point and just draw one vertical line for the given height of 70 mm like this and hit enter button. Similarly, you have to draw a vertical line from this point as well. There also you have to enter height is equals to 70. Again, select this point, 70 mm height. Again, you have to select this point. Again, enter height is equals to 70 over there. And just complete the projection from this point to this point by drawing a horizontal line at the top surface. Similarly, you have to draw a line at the base as well. So you can have the same geometry by selecting the rectangle command as well, but as this is our first problem, we are going to complete the front view projection by means of line command. Now once we are done with this front view projection, we have to complete the nomenclature at the base as well as at the top surface. Now as already I said that for the top surface we are going to use A, B, C, D, E, F as a corner point, and for the base surface we are going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just go with this single line text. Here we have to use point A. Again you have to keep text height 5 over there and just click over there. One cursor will appear over there. So this will be the point A. Okay. This will be the point B as well as F. So there you have to enter B comma F for the top surface. This will be the point C comma E, and this will be the point D. Okay. Similarly, at the base you have to enter point number 1 over here. So this will become point number 1. This will become point number 2 comma 6. This will become point number 3 comma 5, and this will become point number 4. Now once we're done with this nomenclature, Just ensure that all these nomenclatures we have done in a proper manner. And once we're done with that nomenclature, we are going to complete the remaining projection. Now the remaining thing is that we have to represent axis for this hexagonal prism. So to have that representation in a front view, just change this layer to the axis. Go with the line command. You can use the midpoint of this side to represent the axis, because the same point we will get once we move our cursor to find that center point. So you can just use this midpoint in case of hexagon and just draw a line over here. Okay, so this is nothing but the projection line that we have for that axis. Go with the same layer, go with the line command, select this as a starting point, and this will be the end point. So before that, just turn on this ortho mode command so that we can have exact vertical line over there. And you can see we have completed the axis line for that hexagon in a front view. So once we're done with this top view projection, front view projection, our next task is that to complete the projection of this given hexagonal prism when the axis makes an inclination of 30 degree with respect to horizontal plane. So in that case, we can copy the same projection over here, which is nothing but the third projection, and that we are going to tilt in such a way that the axis of this hexagon is going to make a 30-degree angle with respect to horizontal plane somewhat over here. So just go with the copy command, select the object in a front view projection like this, hit enter button over the keyboard. It will ask select a base point, select this as a base point, and you can move that hexagonal prism to the convenient distance so that we can have the copy of that selected front view projection, and we can complete this third view over there. But our requirement is that we have to complete the projection when axis makes an inclination of 30 degree with respect to HP. So if you just imagine this axis is going to make an angle of 30 degree over here. Okay, so we can consider one triangle over here. Okay, this is nothing but the axis line. If you just imagine that axis somewhat over here, and this base is nothing but this line that we have over here, somewhat over here. So we can form one triangle over there, and as we know this axis is perpendicular to this baseline, which means that this axis is at an 30 degree angle, this will be the 90 degree, and the remaining angle will be the 60. So this base we can tilt at an angle 60 degree with respect to this corner point 4, so that we can have the axis inclination 30 degree by default over there. So just go with the rotate command, select this object that we are going to use as a third view for the projection, and hit enter button over the keyboard. Select this corner point and just go on enter the given inclination. Before that, just turn off this ortho mode command. Now you can see that we are able to tilt this hexagonal prism in a front view with required inclination. Okay, so to have the 30 degree inclination of axis, we have to tilt this base edge at an angle 60 degree. So just enter the value of rotation minus 60 over there. Okay, so because by default we are going to measure it in a anti-clockwise direction. To have the clockwise inclination, we have to enter minus sign over there. So just enter that value and hit enter button over the keyboard. Now you can see we have tilted this front view at an angle 60 degree with respect to this baseline. But if we just measure the angle with respect to this axis, we have that angle 30 degree with respect to HP. Now let me measure this. Go with the angular command, select this axis as well as this baseline. So over here you can see we have that inclination 30 degree with respect to axis, and this is our given condition in a problem. You can see over here axis makes an angle of 30 degree with respect to HP. Now once we done with this third projection, just go with the projection layer. In this case, first of all we will draw the projection for this top surface so that we can have the hexagon as per the given condition. Later on we will complete the projection for this base edges. So go with the line command. We will select first corner point and just complete that projection in a downward direction. Now to have that exactly vertical line, just turn on this ortho mode command and complete a line somewhat like this. Similarly, you have to draw the projection from this point C and E as well. So select that point, move in a downward direction, again click over there. Similarly, select this point BF at the top surface, complete the projection in a downward direction. Again select this point A as well and just draw a line in a downward direction to have the projections somewhat like this. Now once we're done with this projection lines, we have to transfer all the projections from this top view projection in a horizontal manner so that we can have intersection of point A with respect to this vertical line of point A in a third view. Okay, so just select the projection layer once again, go with the line command, draw a line from this point A which will represent the projection for this point A and which will intersect somewhat over here. Okay, so just select this point, draw a horizontal line which will give us the intersection for this point A. Similarly, we need to find the intersection for the point D as well. So if we just extend that same line with respect to this projection D in a third view for this end point, we will get intersection for that D as well. So for our convenience, we will extend this horizontal line till this vertical line of D so that we can have the intersection for the point A over here, okay, over this line, and the intersection of point D somewhat over here over this line. Okay, so we have this point A over here and point D over here. Likewise, just draw a projection line for the point F and E. So we can draw it from this point as well. And if we just observe the point E and F, that we will find over this vertical line as well as over this vertical line. So I can extend this line till this second line like this. Again, similarly, we can draw the projection for this point B and C so that we can have the intersection over this line as well. Now once we get all those intersecting points, our next task is that just connect all those points by selecting the object layer. Go with the line command once again. Now you can see this point A will intersect over this vertical line of point A. So this will be our first intersecting point. So just select that point. Okay, just turn off this ortho mode command so that we can draw the inclined line as well. Now this will be the point B. Okay, so just connect that point. This will be the point C. This will be the point D. Again, this will be the point E. This will be the point F. And this will be the point A again. So we have completed the hexagon for this topmost surface of this given hexagonal prism. Similarly, we have to complete the projection somewhat over here for this base surface. And over there we are going to represent point number 1 to 6. Okay. But if you just imagine, while looking from the upward direction, the observer is able to see this upper surface of that hexagon and the half portion of this base surface from the point number 1 to 6. Okay, and these remaining points are the invisible part for this given hexagonal prism, and that we have to show by means of a dotted line. Now let's draw the projection for these points as well. For the point number 1, go with the line command, select this point number 1, just draw a vertical line by turning on this ortho mode command so that we can have the projection line over there. Similarly, for the point number 2 and 6, again for the point number 3 and 5, and at the end for the point number 4, like this. Now again you have to go with the object layer, go with the line command. Now As we have discussed earlier, only the edges 1 to 2, again from 2 to this much portion, and again 1 to 6, and from 6 to this much portion is able to see by the observer. So we can connect this point 1 to 2. So just turn off this ortho mode command. So we have to connect this point by a continuous line. Again, this much portion he will observe. Again, we have to connect line from this point to this point. Okay, so this much portion he is able to see while looking from the top end up to this point number 1 to 2 and 1 to 6. Okay, now what about the remaining points? The observer is going to observe the remaining edges as a invisible part. So to that we are going to represent the dotted lines over there. So first of all we will just connect these corner points by a straight line. So we can connect this point number 1 to point 8. Similarly this point number 2 to point B. Similarly from point number 6 to this point number F as a visible part of that hexagon. Okay, now the remaining edges are going to be shown by means of this hidden surface. And to that we have created one layer as a hidden over there. Go with the line command. Just connect the edges by that line type so that we will have the clear cut idea about the invisible parts over there. Now to change this distance, just select that line, right click once over there, go with the property, and there you will find one option line type scale. So just enter that line type scale equals to 0.25 and hit enter button and just close this tab. Now you can see over the window the interspacing between these hidden lines are changed to the 0.5. Now once we're done with this, for our convenience we can trim these extra lines so that we can have the proper visualization over there. Go with the line trim command, hit enter button and just select these extra lines and just hit enter button. Okay. Similarly, we have to complete the nomenclature for this view as well. So as we know, we have the point A over here. Go with the single line text, change this to the object layer. Go with the single line text, click over here, use text height is equals to 5 and rotation angle 0 and hit enter. So there you have to enter point A. This will be the point B. This will be the point C. This will be the point D. This will be the point E. And this will be the point F. Similarly over here you have to give this naming as a point 1 as a base surface. This will be the point 2, point 3, point 4, point number 5 and point number 6. Now we can easily imagine the construction that we have completed for this given hexagonal prism. Now the remaining thing is that we have to show the center line or the axis in a top view as well as in a front view projection. To that we are going to nomenclate the base point as O and the upper point as a O dash. So just click over here and give that point O at the base over there and at the top surface as a point O dash like this. Okay. Similarly, you have to give the nomenclature in the top view projection over here O O dash like this. Okay. So somewhat over here also we have to complete that projection. So this will be the point O dash, point O. The same nomenclature we are going to use over there. So we can copy this and paste it over here. So this will be the point O dash and this will be the point O. Just double click on it and remove that dash. Similarly, you have to provide the nomenclature over here as well, and here as well, somewhat over here. Okay, so again select this, double click on it, remove that dash, and press escape. Now to have that exact position, go with the projection layer, select this line command. From the point O, you have to draw one vertical line by turning on this ortho mode command, so that we can have exact position for that point O in a fourth view. So this will be the final position. Again select this point O dash, draw a vertical line which will intersect somewhat over here. Now that particular distance we have to show by the axis line. Select this, click over here. So this will be the axis line over there. So this is all about this problem. So we have to start with the true shape of that hexagon. So this is the first view. After that we have to project all these corner points in a vertical upward manner, so that we can complete this front view projection. The same projection we are going to copy in a third view, and that we are going to rotate with respect to given inclination, and after that we are going to carry all those projections in a downward direction and the horizontal position from the front view, so that we can have the intersecting points, and by this way we can complete this fourth view over there. Now the remaining thing is that we have to complete dimensions for this. So just go with the linear dimension, select this edge there, which will give us the base value. Again select this point, which will give us the height of that hexagonal prism. Okay, so just change this line type and color to the object like this. So thank you for listening this. Thank you so much.